Hello Taurus, welcome to extended reading. We're going to use the same oracle decks that I used on YouTube, except I've taken off the underlying, the purification, and the leadership cards. And we're going to use the Tarot of Positive Clarity and the teeny tiny Rider Waite deck. Okay, I'm just going to pull cards and see what the message is. If it's about, it says, I don't know, it might be about that person. I don't know why though. I don't know what you could do for them. You could do anything. Maybe this is like while you're waiting, what you can do. So let's just see. Let's see what the universe has to talk about here for you. All right, in this extended for Taurus, them and their partner in the amazing race of life. Creation. Gaia. Wow. It's like a new earth. I immediately get that with this card. Actually has a very Empress feel to it. So I kind of feel like we might be talking about you here. I'm just noticing her hair, her long hair has been used to create the large nesting area below her feet. And all these animals have come in. There's a deer, there's an owl, there's a bird nest with eggs. There's butterflies coming into her hand. She's got the sun in her. It is very, very Venus-y, very Empress-y. So creation, you're creating. What are we talking about with you? Wrath. Oh, there's some other there's another message coming in. All right, I'm just going to keep pulling cards. This might not end up being your extended, so this might end up coming out as something else on my channel. There's something here about Gaia, Mother Earth, and wrath. Okay. I knew this was going to happen. Yeah, this is going to end up being like on my channel. I'll do Taurus's extended another time. But this is what happens when there's some sort of a collective message. I call them public service announcements. Public service announcements. Something started coming in a Libra reading extended that I was doing. I was able to push through it a bit and get the message for them. It's almost like it gets overridden, and that'll happen, and it starts to bleed through in these other readings that I do, which often happens in these public service announcements. And it'll bleed through when I'm not looking for it, I'm not expecting it. And sometimes it becomes persistent, and it's just done that now. So I'm going to start talking to you guys about what I was seeing in the Libra extended reading, that I sat with it, I allowed it to come in, and then I kind of, which I tried to do here, but it wouldn't go away. So it's time to do the reading about this. I was being shown fireballs from the sky, fireballs coming from the sky and hitting towers, like tall buildings. I don't know what the fireballs were, if they were, you know, like a meteor shower or something like that, but why would they hit the buildings? And then they could have been missiles. They honestly could have been missiles. It wasn't a very, like, nice energy. It didn't feel good. It didn't. And this doesn't feel good either. There's some bad stuff. And how we determine what bad is, well, weather. It feels like weather. There's something going on here. There's something going to happen with Mother Earth, and it's going to be like very wrathful. It could be huge tornadoes and hurricanes. I feel like that this is linking, but not the same event as what I was starting to pick up in the Libra reading. You know, because I just get with this, like both their arms are out. It's almost like the two sides of Mother Earth. These are the two sides of Mother Earth. And we're going to be seeing a side that's not how we would perceive as nice. I know people don't like to hear this shit, but I can't not say it. It's just there. It's so obvious in these two cards, and it's coming through. The way these two images are mirroring each other is crazy. This is really destructive energy. I just want to say, if you live anywhere where there's tornadoes, if you get tornado warnings, take them really serious. I mean really serious. Get out of there, because it's like nothing is left. What she makes, she will also destroy. This is just the power of Gaia coming through in this reading. It really looks like a tornado. Water spout? Could be something that starts off as a water spout and then comes into land. This has a feeling of, like, I want to say, the word Arizona is coming to mind here. I'm not even familiar really with, like, kind of like those southern, I've never been there. It's just sort of things that I see on TV, but I'm just like New Mexico, Arizona. I don't know why I just heard Alberta. I'm hearing Texas too. Well, I'm not actually hearing it. I'm being shown it. I'm being shown like the dust storms. Back in the, what would that be? The 1920s? Was it the 1920s or 1930s? The Dust Bowl. Arizona, New Mexico, Alberta, Texas. Panhandle. I'm hearing the word panhandle. These are serious tornado warnings. No. Okay, yeah, I know. All right, I have to, okay. I was shown something, actually, a couple days ago. When I combine my Steampunk Tarot and my Wizards Tarot, I get really magic messages. It's almost like it allows magic to come through. This is how these always happen. I can't sit down and try to do like I know some people have said, I would just love to hear these kind of readings on your channel, but I can't make them come through. They always bleed through in these regular readings. I have to stop what I'm doing. This is like hell on earth. I'm just getting that. And you know, that's just what I'm hearing. Those places, I wouldn't hold it to that. Like anywhere you are, if you are typically in a tornado alley, tornado area, even if it's not, just take tornado warnings really serious. I'm not even sure when that time period is. I know I sound like really ignorant about it, but just like where I am, usually I think it's in the spring here where I am in Ontario, but maybe this is about the spring because there's no timeline on this. I'm just seeing a really, really bad tornado season. Okay, I'm going to look at this first. This is creation. This is like, things are great. Mother Earth is giving. Mother Earth is nurturing. And then she takes it all away. Oh, wow. Okay, this is a place where people have sort of like indoor-outdoor areas. This is a place where, you know, the weather is pretty temperate. So I feel like there can be outdoor living places in these areas. There's desert here as well. There's desert being depicted. This might even be an area that has been very dry and arid in the past and lately has been experiencing a little... Before I continue, I'm hearing Nevada that has been experiencing like growth, lush growth, going from desert to lush growth. There's been some prosperity in this area. I feel like maybe connected to agriculture because of this. And it changes. It changes suddenly. And then this card, it's like everything is getting sucked out of the buildings. Everything is getting sucked out. Like the pressure on the outside, the force is pulling things out of the buildings. It just comes in. Like this card just stopped me when it came out. It's almost like there's electricity in the air with this. There's electricity in the air with this. There's high winds. God, it's almost like multiple. Can that be? Can you have multiple tornadoes in one area at once? This is almost mind-blowing. I don't know what this is. And things are just getting sucked out. If it's not multiple tornadoes touching down in an area, kind of at the same time, I feel like it's a combination of things happening, like really high winds. Could be a ton of electricity in the air. Static electricity. I'm hearing something about the sand is creating that with the wind. The sand is creating static electricity with the wind, the friction. And things are getting sucked out the windows. Okay, I'm going to keep short for wrath. Yeah, this is not connected. It's... The other thing coming out in Libra was a public service announcement. These are not coming together for me in the reading right now. This is a separate thing. The Wrath card. This part is really encrypted. This part's not coming through like the other part did. There's something here about the air. We have the Queen of Swords and the Two of Swords showing up. Okay. The first thing that I'm getting here is there's going to be some strange activity with birds in the area. Prior to getting any sort of warnings about these storms, the birds will be behaving unusually. There could be a lot of birds coming in from like out in the water, out in the ocean. If the birds are moving, you should be moving too. I'm hearing that. If the birds are moving, you should be moving too. That's coming in here. Like there's a hand helping her out of the chair, like it's time to go. The birds are behaving very strangely. A lot of birds are coming in off of the ocean. It's time to get out of here. So I kind of feel like this happens in a couple of different types of environments, because here, okay, this is almost like I'm being shown different areas and scenarios where this is going to be a concern. This first one was what I described. It was very specific about the desert, about this also being, so the other thing that came in was like Nevada. Like this, there's areas that could be desert but are not. Like there's lush activity there, growth. So I've already explained that. This is a different area. This is a very different area. Now, this does have coastline. It feels like coastline. Now, this is a really unusual message too. It's going against what I think I know about like tornadoes and weather like this that's coming up. Is I'm seeing with this card, I'm seeing both like the east coast of Canada and the US, kind of like through Maine and Nova Scotia, that area. And I'm also seeing the west coast of the UK. The birds and the barometric pressure are going to change dramatically and quickly. The bird's behavior and the barometric pressure is going to change. It drops. It drops. The barometric pressure drops. I always thought when barometric pressure rose that storms got bigger, but no. Oh, this area is really not typical. I do feel like this area is really not typically susceptible to this kind of weather. This feels very much, oh, that's the other thing. This looks like it's coming in at night over here. This looks like it's dusk, early dawn, or night. And it's as if the day finishes really nice. You know, it's a nice day. It's a nice day. But I do feel like the weather starts to get cooler. Something changes. There's little tiny signs here that if you're watching them, you know something's not right. I will say that. Whether it's the behavior of the birds, it's a sudden drop in temperature, it's barometric pressure. I'm hearing it drops. Like it just feels like people come in, this is such a nice day, and all of a sudden, oh my God, it just got so cold, and people have gone in and they've made fires, they're staying inside. This is definitely a coastline where there's a lot of rocks. And it feels, I could be wrong, but it just, to me, it feels more like East Coast here in North America as opposed to the West Coast. And I'm just like, because I'm just seeing like this space, I guess the Atlantic between like the UK, parts of, yeah, I'm really getting the UK though. Really? Okay, well, you know, maybe it's nothing. Maybe, you know, I don't think, you know, every divinator is not 100% right. This card at the bottom, the message that I got is no more Mrs. Nice Girl. There's really something going on here with this. I'm really seeing that the weather is not going to be, the weather is going to be odd. It's like this just seems like peace and tranquility and well-behaved and well-mannered, you know, and it's coming in again to me like Gaia, Mother Earth, but she's not here, right? Like this is, her eyes are glowing and she looks almost like a possessed spirit. Is, yeah, because that's what this is going to feel like what is going on? This feels very unpredictable, but there are signs here. They happen quickly. Because this cycle, like it just looks like this cycle is over with abundance. There's definitely a change here. Something's too hot. That might be something too. Maybe leading up to this, the weather feels abnormally warm. Like for the season, the weather feels abnormally warm. Maybe it feels abnormally warm at night if it should typically cool down. And then like even bringing that over here, like there's something about it all of a sudden getting really cool. I kind of, you know, there's a bit of the, what we call here like an Indian summer where like October, November, typically it should be, you know, getting below zero and getting cold. And you might get like days where you almost go out in a t-shirt, you know, like it just feels like that. Like it's just like people taking advantage of this weather. People taking advantage of this weather. But then, ooh, it's getting cold. It's getting really cold. The pressure's dropping. So I want to say too, that could affect your ears buzzing before you're even aware that the pressure's dropping. The birds will tell you that something's not right. And they will start acting unusual. They will start, there might be flocks of them going in particular directions. Whatever direction they're leaving is what you should be leaving too. That's what I have. So there's that. And I guess just be careful. I don't really like readings like this either, but it is what it is. And I don't know what it does. How does it help anything? I thought about that with the flooding one. How did it help anyone? Did it help anybody? Did it make anyone prepared? Did it save anybody's life? Like all the flooding that took place? I don't know. Anyway, so that's the message. Thanks, guys. Do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.